So Deborah Bly here with the Bly team, and I am so fortunate to be here with one of my favorite people.
Wow.
Champion for League City. I'm going to tell you, if there's anybody that is League City proud, it is Janice Halsey.
Thank you very much. And yes, I am very League City proud for sure.
Me too.
Yes, I know. That's why we're friends.
So we have that in common for sure. If you're brand new to League City and you have not seen Holiday in the Park, I'm going to tell you right now, this is the lady that has spent, how many years have you been putting Holiday in the Park together?
27.
27. 27. You guys have grown-up kids that are younger than that. 27 years.
Right.
And I think, am I right, in 27 years, I think you've only missed one Holiday in the Park?
Due to a heavy-duty rain event, yes.
So if you're not familiar with Holiday in the Park, Janice, share a little bit what Holiday in the Park is.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited to invite all of you, whether you've been there before or this will be your first time. We want to invite you to the 27th annual Holiday in the Park, always the first weekend in December. And we want to invite you out to League Park. That's where League City started. And John C. League bought that property and developed it. And we want to celebrate that end of town. You know, it's fun to invite everybody out to the festival, because when everybody's out there socializing and having a great time, you don't know whether you live on the west side, the east side, the south side, because we don't care. We just want to get everybody together. And, you know, League City Proud, we work really hard to create Holiday in the Park. It's a social event. People criticize once in a while and say, why don't you call it Christmas in the Park? Well, it's a holiday in the park because we want to include our whole community, and that's how we do it.
Why don't you share a little bit about what does Friday look like, what does Saturday look like, and what does Sunday look like? Heck, I won't have to talk anymore at all. You've got it.
Friday night, we open up around 4 o'clock. Our vendors set up in the morning, so we have just soft opening in the late afternoon. And I want you to know that it is only October 14th. However, we are already sold out of our vendor spaces.
I believe it. So let me just stop there real quick.
Sure.
If you're looking for, and it's that time of year where we're all starting to think about what we're going to get for Christmas, or definitely by that first Saturday in December, you'll be thinking about that. You guys have vendors there that, yes, there's food and all that kind of stuff, but you guys have vendors there that really have some of those unique gifts.
We do. We really have some talented people that have come back time after time. There's one gentleman who rents 4 spaces to bring out all his handy woodwork, knives, and kitchen. I mean, the stuff this man brings is beautiful. You'd be proud to give it to anybody, but it takes up so much room, and he works on it all year. And this is the only event he comes to. So we very much feel lucky. But, you know, we have the traditional Christmas decorations and the wreaths and jewelry and T-shirts and gifts. There's just a little bit of everything. And we work really hard to make sure we don't do duplicate vendors, so that every place you go by, that's something new.
Well, and like I said, I've gone, and I always carve some bucks aside because I know I'm going to find some things there for Christmas there for my family that are not something they're going to find at Target or Walmart or anyway. Go ahead. So vendors come in Friday. We have the soft opening.
Yes, and then that evening at 6 this year, we have a group that's going to be coming out to sing. I don't have all the details on it yet. Libby Johnson, who does all our entertainment, has put that together. Sorry, Libby, that I didn't have that information, but we will have it on our Facebook page and on our website. But then we have Mrs. Claus reading The Night Before Christmas, and that's always beautiful for the kids. And some of the things the little kids say after will just have you in stitches. It's really a lot of fun. And then Pat, my husband, will be, he's chairing the event where we do the classic cartoon movies in the park that evening, starting at 7. So we, of course, show Frosty and Rudolph, my 2 favorites. And the kids come out. They can bring their blankets, their chairs, their dolls, pet-friendly, dog, whatever. We do have extra chairs out there, of course, but that's all free. And one of the goals of Holiday in the Park is that as much as possible is free. The chamber will provide free I think it's hot chocolate this year, and the city provides hot, fresh, free popcorn.
So just to be clear, when you say it's all free,
Yeah.
like the entrance to everything, all 3 days is free.
Right.
The only thing that you're going to spend money on is, of course, the Christmas gifts.
Right, or food.
Yeah, or food. So you also have like the food trucks there that have
Right.
various different food options, which those are always fun as well.
Last count, we had 10 food trucks and more to come.
So there should be plenty for you to find.
Yes.
So that's Friday night.
Yes.
And then come Saturday, man, Saturday is a whirlwind kind of day.
It's a crazy, fun family day. The park opens at 9 and the vendors are open. And then we have the children's holiday costume parade, and that is adorable. And it lines up on 2nd Street, right there next to Butler's Courtyard.
What time?
And you'd line up starting about 9:15 to 9:30. It's free to be in it. And it starts at 10. And what do we do then? We parade down 2nd Street.
That's right.
And come into the park, parade around a little bit. But of course, we take them to line up to see that great big fat guy with a big white beard. And you can stand in line, and it sure is better than standing in line at Baybrick Mall for a picture with Santa.
Well, it's not just that, but just that
Ambiance.
like the whole that whole block of town, like, and all around it just has that whole Christmas kind of,
It does.
yeah, really kind of old school hometown kind of holiday feel
We've
to
worked
it.
so hard. We don't want to lose that small town charm. We just don't want to lose that. And we got several compliments. They didn't know they were giving us compliments last year, but these women walked up to the League City Proud booth and they said, "It reminds us of a Hallmark movie." Wow. You
Yeah.
can't get a better compliment
No,
than that.
and I would say that's a very accurate depiction, because when you walk there, it really does have that Hallmark movie
It
kind of
does.
feel. I like that.
It does.
That's absolutely the truth.
Anybody have any connections with Hallmark, let me know.
So we got through Saturday morning.
Yep. Well, we start also on the plaza, and we have continuous entertainment all through the day, Saturday and Sunday, up on the plaza. We're thrilled to death that we're going to have mariachis this year. We will have the ukulele group out of Galveston that dress in holiday attire, and we have steel bands.
Oh,
I love steel bands.
coming from the Caribbean. This girl likes steel bands.
Exactly. So we have,
And they'll be playing Christmas music,
yes,
I am sure.
Everybody has to.
There is no music like Christmas music on a steel band drum. I'm going to tell you what.
I couldn't agree with you more. And then we end with the League City Band, and it's conducted by Dan Randolph. And they're fabulous, absolutely wonderful people, and play beautiful music. And that winds down the entertainment Saturday afternoon. Out on the, the grassy area out there in front of the gazebo, we're going to have our 2nd annual Holiday in the Park art contest. And we're doing it in conjunction with CCISD. When I show you the girls' artwork that won last year, you're going to flip.
So are these by the kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, they have to register, free to register, and they have a 3 or 4 hour window to come out there and paint and enter their contest. Last year's artwork, I cried. It was everything we all felt. So we need to get a picture of that on our Facebook page, because we're going to be doing a silent auction out there, and I think that's one of our silent auction items. But beautiful, just beautiful.
So out of curiosity,
Yep.
So this is silent auction, and obviously for a silent auction, I'm going to assume there's proceeds that go to that. Where do those proceeds go?
They go back to Holiday in the Park and the League City Proud organization. And I can tell you, over 27 years, we've donated to just about everything in League City. And about 7 years ago, the board voted that we would start taking the monies that we raise, reinvest it into the event, because the event is for you. And we wanted to make it bigger and better. We don't want a small country 45-minute event and poof, it's all over with. We want to put on something that you look forward to coming to every year, that it's exciting. There's new things every time. And we just want to surprise and delight and make everybody happy. Our goal every year now is we want to bring magic to Main Street.
I love that one. Actually, when we were meeting Saturday, I wrote that down. Magic to Main Street.
Isn't that
That was,
great?
yeah, that was perfect. Did you come up with that?
Mhm.
Good job. So then we get a little bit of a break
A little bit.
for the
Not
big,
much.
for the big. So I will tell you, if you just had, my opinion, if you just had to pick one thing,
Yeah.
you would show up for the Saturday evening parade because it's fabulous.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about how many what do you
Entries.
call them?
Entries.
Entries you have that are going to be in the parade this
Well,
year?
we have such a variety of floats, whether they're built by businesses or built by families or school groups or church groups. Last year we had over 50, just 50 floats. That didn't include the walking groups, the singing groups.
So you'll have like the high school bands that will come in. They'll
3 high
play
school
there.
bands.
So plenty of music. You'll
Creek,
also have
Brook, and
the,
Springs.
the cheerleaders that
All
will
the
come and
cheerleaders,
do.
all the dancers, all the ROTC. Yes, and just that alone, you can't have a parade without a band. We have 3.
You have. I mean, it's full of music. But I'm just going to
Full.
say that evening parade. I swear, it seems to last forever and ever.
It does.
It really, yeah. It
I have to
does.
tell you that be prepared. It'll last about 2 hours and several.
But you won't get bored.
No, I hope not. Goodness, there's something for everybody out there. I absolutely promise you that. But it is funny. A lady walked up to me one year in the parade because I walked toward the back of it, and she said, "Can't you make this thing any shorter?" And I went, "Well."
Leave.
I didn't say it like that, but I said, well, you could go home. I mean, it's your choice. We're not making you stay here.
That's right.
And then I went about a block further down there, and there was a gentleman in a wheelchair having a good time, had a blanket on him, and he was just watching everything. That was when we were still allowed to throw things. We don't throw things. We toss from walkers now. But it was an older gentleman, and we threw him some red beads, like Mardi Gras beads, and this man went from like this to, and if I could have only captured that picture, but I have it in my mind, and he brought magic to Main Street.
You also, I mean, you'll also have, like I don't know if they're going to be there again this year. I hope they are, because it's one of my favorite ones, the dancing horses.
Of course.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
Yes,
I mean, so really.
They are.
Yeah.
Edward grew up in League City.
Yeah.
And then he had this love with his Hispanic background, and he'll tell you all that. And he loved horses. He even has taken those horses. He's been in the Rose Bowl parade. So we only allow Edward's horses to come into the parade because they're all professionally trained, insured, all that good stuff. But he loves League City, and he called me up about 15 years ago, and he said, could I please be in the parade? I went, I don't know. It's scary to have horses other than the Clydesdales, which we've had
before.
Twice.
The Budweiser Clydesdales.
Yes, I work on trying to get them back every year.
You don't know what a Clydesdale looks like until you see one face to face. I mean, those things are.
I'm not retiring until I have them back. I'm not doing it. So
that's why they're not sending them back.
They
don't want you to retire.
But Edward brings these 4 to 12 dancing, magnificent Spanish horses. Yeah. They are something to see. Yeah. And he calls them his, not gauchos, charros. Those are his charros. Those are his men. And he prides himself on the fact of their manners and their rich history. And they love to come and be in this event. And they come from all over the place with horses and trailers and trucks. And we park them in the way back. And he lives to come to this parade.
Well, I'm going to tell you, if you've ever seen it, it looks like the horses live to come to the parade too. Because they just look stunning. There's no words. But anyway.
Well, they're dancing horses. Remember, they're dancing.
Oh, yeah, no. They're, like I said, they're just stunning. And, I mean, you can tell they really enjoy that performing, but they're beautiful.
Yes.
Anyway, the parade, that is the highlight of the whole weekend, to me. Now, all the other things are fun, too.
Sure.
Especially with little kids and all that stuff. I mean, you really have tailored a lot of events for the children. But the parade is, and I have to say this too, to go and line up on the street or to grab your chair and to sit there on the street, like there are other cities around here that have parades. they do not have the streets lined out the way, and I don't know, there's something magical about it coming down underneath the oak trees with, those, the older buildings that we have around it.
We're very fortunate.
We're very fortunate.
Yeah, when the sun starts going down and you do look down Main Street under those magnificent oak trees that the Butler family planted so many years ago. And then we have the historic old St. Mary's Church built in 1910. And they allow us to ring the church bells at 5:55 to remind everybody, hey, get seated. It's about to start.
Get ready to start. Very awesome. So we finish up, I say we finish up. You finish up Saturday, I know, pretty late.
Yeah.
Sunday. You still have some things going on Sunday. You're not done yet.
Well, let me just tell you before we finish Saturday. Okay. This year, we have a new event. We only do.
I was going to get to those questions, but go
ahead. We'll talk Sunday.
So you need to keep listening because then you're going to find out what the specialty is for Saturday night's parade event. Yeah. See, I was saving the best for last.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Sunday at the Parade Way. We have 2 more parades on Sunday. So we have 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. And last year we have incorporated, we talked to many people in the community, and the Extraordinary Lions Club has put together a parade for the League City Special Needs community. And it was beautiful last year. And we had about probably, I think, around 30 people that were as joyful and happy to be there as we were. We started it lining up about 10:30 over at the park before the park opens to the public, so it's not overly crowded. And we start the parade at 11, and they come around the back of the park by the Christmas tree and over to the gazebo and come back out in front of the caboose. And we give out some awards and hugs and kisses, and then they go back to the back where we have lots of things going on for kids back there at the kids zone. So it's a wonderful, special contribution to our community. You know what's really nice about it, though, Janice? It's not just that, as a spectator or somebody watching, you enjoy seeing them have that opportunity to shine a little bit. What really makes it so special to watch as a spectator is you can really see for them having that opportunity to shine. It doesn't take very much to make them so excited and
feel connected,
right?
Yeah.
It's a very heartwarming part of the whole event. I have
some interviews actually on my phone from last year. I just remembered that.
Well, there we go. We're going to share some of those with you too.
Okay, that would be great.
Awesome. And then
then the park opens at 12.
The park opens at 12, but also that's not the only thing you have. Let's not forget you have the pet parade.
We have the pet parade. You arrive around 1 and sign up. It's organized by Faithful Friends. They're a great group of people. So any donations and such go to them directly.
So let me share with you what kind of a pet shows up in the pet parade.
Yes.
Dogs and cats.
Beautiful ones.
Iguanas.
Yeah, big and little.
You were telling us this weekend, and I missed that one, of the lady that had all her little finches in a bird cage, and she had handcrafted, tailored little coats for every one of the finches.
Tuxedos, ties and all.
That's so cute. But anyway, the pet parade is fun. It's fun for the owners. It's fun for the crowds,
and free.
Everything's free. Yes. Not the food. Everything's free. But no, it's super special. And did I miss anything?
No, we do. The crafts will be open all day. The food trucks will be open all day. We have, before and after the pet parade, we have continuous entertainment. It's just a wonderful, fun, free event. If you did nothing but came and sit in one of those chairs and just people watch, it's so much fun. It's so relaxing. Yeah. It's so low key, and those oak trees are hanging over everything. And I feel like it's all our League City history is over us, holding us, and it's just special.
So Janice, how did you get involved in Holiday in the Park?
Well, Ashley was 3, and the city was advertising Santa in the park, and so I took her out to the gazebo, and they wanted $3 a Polaroid picture. And I went home and I was madder than Hornet. And I went, $3 for a picture? Are you crazy? There's nothing going on in this city. And I happened to work for a company that was very involved in the community. Years later, I was at a marketing meeting, and my new boss said, the Clydesdales are coming to town. They've been approved to go to Dickens, but I'd like to expand their opportunity in the communities around more than just that Saturday. And he said, do you happen to know of anybody? And I went like this, crossed my fingers, put them behind my back, and I said, yeah, League City has a parade. And I came home, I started calling people all the way home. I stopped at different offices and called people, and I went, y'all got to help me. We have to have a parade. We're having the Clydesdales. And it was wonderful.
That's really cool. So we promised them we were going to share. You have something special in the parade this year.
Oh, do we ever? Do we ever?
They want to hear about it.
Yes. So this year, our parade's on Saturday, December 7th. So what's December 7th, Pearl Harbor?
Oh, that's right, Pearl Harbor Day.
Yes. So in remembrance.
I should know. That's my grandson's birthday.
Yeah. So 10 years ago, I think it was, or 9 years ago, we did a free wedding in the parade, and several military people sent in an application. We read through them, and we chose this young Navy guy. I mean, you talk about a Hallmark movie. My goodness. So he won, and many people offered everything to them they possibly wanted: the wedding dress, the cake, the flowers, the rings, the float, the whole 9 yards.
The hotel room.
Yes, the hotel, everything. Teresa Fencell chaired that event 9 years ago, and she's cheering it again this year.
So this holiday in the park, we will actually have a wedding.
In the parade.
In the parade. So in the middle of the parade, we're actually going to officiate a wedding.
We are.
And it'll be from one of our...
it'll be somebody in the greater area from the military and or first responders.
First responders.
Yes. Yes. So we're really excited about it. It's going to be, I just think it's going to be glorious and touching. And, you know, it's a special way that we can remember Pearl Harbor for our veterans. And it's a special way to do something nice for someone.
For our first responders in the community.
Right.
Yep, absolutely. I'm going to tell you that is going to be special. Can't wait to be shooting. We'll be shooting the video of that for sure.
You've got to. Yeah, you've got to. It'll be unreal.
So I want to know, like, in all the years that you've done this, what would you say is, if you could pick one, what would you say is one of your favorite memories?
Well, I'm being selfish. I have to say one of my favorite memories was the Clydesdales.
Yeah.
The second would be the wedding.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always been touched by all our grand marshals. We've always chosen grand marshals.
That brings us to it. Who's going to be our grand marshal this year?
Jimmy Molina.
Jimmy Molina. Who else is going to be there?
Well, we have a celebrity grand marshal this year, and it's none other than...
wait. Let's not take credit away from Jimmy. Who's Jimmy Molina?
He is the general manager for Kevin's projects, which includes Red River Barbecue and Red River Cantina.
And he
grew up
and
here.
he's lived here his whole life.
His whole life. Yeah. So our grand marshals are people who made League City what it is today.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't know Jimmy...
And his precious wife. Oh, she's so sweet.
I know.
Yes.
I love her. She worked with me for a little while.
You didn't
know that.
No.
She was, I loved her. So anyway.
They're going to be riding it together.
Wonderful couple.
So they'll be up close to the front. And we have some grand marshals from the past that have made it their family reunion. And that is history as well as it is the combination of the Winfield Hobbs families. So they come back every year together and walk in the parade because they were our founding Black family here in League City. And it's fun that, you know, and their families have grown. I mean, the year they were grand marshals.
They were Buffalo soldiers, weren't they?
They were. Well, Mr. Winfield was.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they all walk in it together. But that first year they had 140 people walking it together, and they were all family.
That is very cool.
But that's what makes League City so special.
Yeah.
And
it's that tie back also to like history.
Right.
So it's modern day, it's history,
Beautifully.
it's Hallmark, it's all those things.
Yes.
So who's our special guest?
Our special Grand Marshal is Mattress Mac. I mean,
if you don't know who Mattress Mac is,
yeah.
So that's going to be kind of cool. And he's certainly in our community.
He's done
in our greater Houston community.
Right.
Has been a very special fellow.
Yeah.
He has given a lot.
I feel really lucky we have him this year because he's had some health issues for the past year and a half. So I'm just happy that we have him, that he's always enthusiastic. My gosh.
Yeah, he is.
And he's Mr. Houston in my book.
Yeah.
So we're really happy to have him come down here.
Yeah, I think it's super, super special.
One other good memory for me, and I want to say it without crying, was the year that Pat got out of the hospital. And he was in the hospital till that Thursday, came home Friday morning, and I had him in the parade on Saturday.
Just to give you the backstory on that, we had Harvey, which of course created a lot of damage in our area. And I'm going to tell you, Pat and you both, and all of the people you round up, it's never just one person. But definitely you and Pat were both very instrumental in setting up donation places where people could come in and get things and all that stuff. To make a long story short, during that event, as a matter of fact, I was sitting with you at one of the committee meetings, and you were getting messages.
That's right.
You were getting messages from your daughter
I have
saying,
a vision of you sitting across there at Vicky's office.
Yeah, and you were feeling bad about whether you should go home or not. And I said, go home.
Yeah, you told me I'd never regret
it. You're not going to regret if you should have left.
Right.
But you'll forever regret it if you didn't leave when you should have left. However it is, I said that. But anyway, so he was in the hospital, lost one of his legs.
Yep.
And has just been a champion.
He has.
Ever since then.
That's how I think of him. He's my warrior.
He is a warrior.
He's my warrior.
Yeah,
but anyway, I was proud of the fact, because he never lost his attitude. He always had a good attitude through all that.
Yeah.
And got dressed. He said, let's go. Yeah. And good friends of ours that were both nurses put him in a Jeep, and he jumped out of the Jeep, scared the you-know-what out of me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And that's my favorite memory.
Yeah. That's funny because I was going to, as a matter of fact, when you asked me about a memory, I was actually going to say one of my favorite memories was actually that memory. So,
thank you, Deb.
Janice.
Deb.
You put so much into this event. When do you start planning for it?
I've already been working on next year's already.
So you and your committee.
Yeah.
So first of all,
we religiously.
Who all is in this planning committee that you have? When do you start planning it?
We're already planning for next year.
Yeah.
We meet 3 or 4 times a month. So that would be Libby Johnson, Penny Brockway, Pat Hallisey, Audra Bentley, Christy Wright, Angie Mertens, myself, Brendan Daly. We're the board. Yeah. And then when you expand it up to just the committee chairman, that's Sherry Ferguson, Sherry Nunzi, Melaine Sweeney. Oh my gosh, don't let me forget anybody. Oh, of course, Amber Murphy. She's going to be right there involved with everything.
Yeah.
And Mike Fanders. So we have a solid, good, from the heart.
Yeah.
Nobody gets paid.
Yeah.
And everybody loves what we do.
And when we were talking actually this weekend as well, and I mean, I have to laugh because you and these committee members put a solid year plus into the whole planning of this event. And I swear to goodness, have you ever seen a parade before?
Me?
Start to finish. Have you ever seen a parade before?
Oh, no. I don't get to see my own parade because it goes by me, but I'm worried about what's coming up next.
All she does is walk around, set things up, make sure everything's going good. So, I mean, truly a love of the heart. And I don't think I am missing anything other than one of the most important things that we don't need to forget. Where do they go to find out more information about the parade?
Yes. So our
You have a
our
place where you have a
website-
whole agenda.
Yes, everything's on our website. So it's a little strange if you would like to write it down. So it's LeagueCityProudOrg.com. Usually it's LeagueCityProud.org, right?
Yeah.
No, we're LeagueCityProudOrg.com.
So when that scrolls down the screen, that's not a misspelling. It is LeagueCityProudOrg.com.
Yes. And we have a Facebook page. It's called Holiday in the Park. If for any reason it skips over to Fiesta, Texas, because their holiday celebration is Holiday in the Park. Wonder where I got that idea. So you can type in League City and Holiday in the Park should come up there and has all the information you could possibly want on there. And we can answer questions. I would like to give out my phone number if you need anything, can't find something.
And she'll answer it too.
Oh, yeah. 281-382-1534. And just so you know and you're not nervous about it, yes, we do have walking vendors out in the street that sell the most beautiful lighted balloons, little hand things, that light up with Santa and frosting. I just want you to know they're legit.
It's all part of the party. Oh, by the way, too. So Halloween is coming up here very shortly.
Yes. Oh,
and remember, she talked about, the tossing, not the throwing, but the tossing of candy. After Halloween, we start collecting candy donations.
Yes.
If you're like me at my house and there's candy left over, it's not something I really want laying around my house.
Me either.
So we start collecting candy donations. Feel free to drop them off here at my office. The address will be there on the screen
Very
as well.
good. Thank you.
So, thank you. I love being able to do that.
Well,
So when Riley, the puppy, comes to the office, I was sharing with you this weekend, the only thing we need to do is make sure that we don't leave her alone because she loves candy too.
Yeah. I remember when my mother's Doberman did that, ate all this candy. But anyway, we sure appreciate that. Sure appreciate the opportunity to come talk to our community and our friends. You just don't want to miss this Hallmark moment. There's going to be even more special things I'm not telling you about. So there'll be lots of surprises.
Surprises?
Oh, yeah. And we love it. And if you see these people I've mentioned, they give countless hundreds of hours, to this event free. So we love it. What can I say?
All right.
Thank you.
I appreciate
so
you,
much.
my friend.
Happy holidays
See you.
at Holiday in the Park.
Yeah.
See you there.
December 7th.